Shalawam Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalawam to Lekman out there doing his work of faith and labor of love and truth, sincerity. All right, and I'm gonna just jump straight into this lesson, and Lord willing, this is edifying, for you brothers out there, for you sincere Akim. All right, so this is Sirach 39:1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecies. And this is the main thing in which we need to be focused on right now, because as we see, this thing is speeding up, and it's not tarrying, man. The Lord said it will come. When it will come, it will surely not tarry. And we see these prophecies rapidly rolling, things with the mark of the beast constantly, the RFID chip constantly rolling day by day. Okay, we see what the beginning of Ezekiel, the 38th chapter. Russia down there in the Middle East, China trying to make their way, America trying to do things to counteract that, to make them think twice. The riots and stuff, and the blood being boiled for the race riots start off over here in America. The Pope coming over here to proclaim that UN agenda, okay, the sustainable development agenda, and for all countries to adopt this policy, okay, for the New World Order. We see that these prophecies are constantly rolling around day by day. So this is what we need to be into, and praying for more faith, more hope, more love, more strength, more endurance, and for the Lord's mercy, as the times of Jacob's trouble come upon us, man. It's getting more serious every day, So we gotta be constantly be on this thing, and be as diligent as we can be, So the main thing that I want to touch on, as far as prophecy, is pertaining to the UN agenda, sustainable development goals. Okay, now I just put up a clip. Okay, that's a series of clips compiled together. All right, and it thoroughly breaks down each and every one of these individual goals that they have for their new world order. And it thoroughly breaks it down to let you know what it's truly all about and what these devils have planned. Okay, but I want to touch on one of these main ones, okay, which pretty much pertains to martial law, and just showing you how these devils want it to be, and how they truly want us to live. And the one I want to touch on is the number 11 goal, which is sustainable cities and communities. All right. So what these devils have set up, for the near future, and they're already out there. They're doing seminars on this. They're going to different cities in different states, explaining to people what these mega regions are all about, okay, and how they're going to be conducted and everything. All right. So to get into it, all right, and this mega region. So this is what these devils have set up, known as mega regions. Mega regions of the United States are clustered networks of American cities, the population of which currently ranges or is projected to range from about 7 to 63 million by year 2025, America 2050, an organization sponsored by the Rockefeller and Ford Foundations. So we know that besides the Pope, having his being the forefront of this, this has Rockefeller on this. It's sponsored. It's an organization sponsored, okay, by the Rockefellers, and we know what the Rockefellers is all about, and what the Rockefeller. I forgot the first name, but I believe it's what Nick Rockefeller wound up saying to Aaron Russo. So we know that this is the New World Order agenda and what they have planned, man. All right. So it lists 11 mega regions, okay, in the United States and Canada. Megapolitan areas were explored in a July 2005 report by Robert E. Lang and Don Duvall of the Metropolitan Institute at Virginia Tech, a later 2007 article by Lang and Nelson uses 20 megapolitan areas grouped into 10 megaregions. All right, so now check this, right? Now, now they have updated this megaregions thing because this isn't new. This has been around. They've been talking about this since in the early 2000s, as far as we know. But of course, before then. So now the updated list, and I'm going to post it up for you, brothers. They show you 11 areas or these 11 different mega regions, and you could count them yourself. But originally, they had 10 mega regions, all right? And it says what? This concept is based on the original megalopolis model. So originally, they had it set up into 10 mega regions, but now they updated it to 11. See, what these devils really try to do is they try to have brothers think otherwise as far as prophecies in the scriptures. That's why they updated it and put an extra region instead of having it being a 10. Because the 10 mega regions, basically what that goes into the 10 FEMA zones that FEMA has set up. Okay? When you look at that FEMA grid map, and America is split up into 10 different parts, which goes into biblical prophecy. But that's basically what that goes into. All right? And it says what? The concept is based on the original megalopolis model. So what I did was I looked at this word megalopolis, right? Which is a very key word. And, and how what the apostles always come out and say, you got to look into the meaning of the words. And when I looked into this word, I found something interesting, right? It says a megalopolis, sometimes improperly called a megapolis, also megaregion or super city. So it's nothing but a super city, right? It's typically defined as a chain of roughly adjacent metropolitan areas. So really, all this megalopolis truly is nothing but a chain of buildings in one mass area. This is nothing more than the projects of the New World Order. And they're going to have this set up throughout the different regions of America. And they're going to have you in these buildings with these, and nothing but a huge room, okay? And you're in nothing but a damn project, man. That's all it's going to be. The projects for the New World Order.
I made a video the other day of the Department of Transportation openly promoting the America 2050 Mega Regions Plan. If you are not aware of the Mega Regions Plan, it is the exact same format of society that we saw in the movie The Hunger Games. All people in the country will live in these concentrated areas. All this outside area will be wildlands or forests or lands that you will not be able to touch. These will be the animal corridors. And in these cities, you'll live in little tiny apartments where you're stacked up by the millions. And in these cities, you'll live in little tiny apartments where you're stacked up by the millions.
On the 1% of the land, is that what you said, 1%? It's going to house them all together there, and they're going to love doing it because you're going to have a coffee shop in every corner, and you're going to have all of everything they need self-contained in these little urban villages, which are absolutely essential because traffic congestion will stop them from ever leaving their village.
Right. And you will only get around by walking, riding bikes, taking public transportation. So this is a really big deal that they are actually rolling this out and admitting that this is all real.
All right, this from urbanland.org. Says China's Pearl River Delta, tying 11 cities into a mega region. So just as you've seen the other picture of the mega city buildings being built in America, they have the same style mega regions, mega city buildings being built for the mega regions here in China. All right, and just to read a little bit, just to give a little further edification, it says, by 2030, these 11 separate cities will be part of a single urban area. When you're talking about the urban area, and you have building like these, that's nothing but projects. So as I said previously, these mega city buildings, these mega regions are nothing but the New World Order projects. Now, I looked a little further into the word megalopolis. Now, keep in mind it says what? It's a mega region or what? A super city. So when I went to etymology online, it says megalopolis, 1832, from a form of Greek megas, which means what? Great, plus polis, meaning city. Okay? So a megalopolis is nothing but what? A great city. So what does the scripture say, brothers, about what? The great city? All right? This is Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Okay? So this is all praise YAHAWASHI, because this is the beauty of the Most High, and to show you how that this UN agenda and its sustainable cities and communities line straight up with biblical prophecy as far as calling America that great city. Because the mega regions or the megalopolises that America has set up throughout the different regions are nothing but a small great cities, but America itself is that great city or is that megalopolis. Okay? So, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Okay? And to further expound on that, right? This is Revelation 17 and 18. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, or is that what? That megalopolis. Okay? America, aka Babylon the Great, aka Sodom and Egypt. All right, which reigneth over the kings of the earth, which America still is reigning over the kings of the earth, but not for much longer. All right, and when you look at the word great city, right, in this verse, what does it say? And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, had the word megas, which means great, and polis, which means city, going back to the word megalopolis, which means great city. So this shows you that America truly is the great city, and this is biblical prophecy, man. Okay? So this is what this is all about. This is what these devils are trying to set up. But they don't even know that, you know, how the Lord has this thing set up, and just to further edify the elect that's out there, man. That's the beauty of this thing, man, you know? So these devils, they have set up these big megalopolises, or these nothing but these big sustainable cities and communities, where are none but projects for the New World Order in a form of martial law, man, because they want to have complete control over the people with these sustainable cities and communities. Now, when you look at the word sustainable, right, it says able to be maintained at a certain rate or level. We know, but it's really this definition right here: conserving an ecological balance by avoiding depletion of natural resources. And this is what the Pope was basically getting into in his speech, and what this whole thing is about. They want to conserve, or so-called conserve, the natural resources. And what they're, and how they want to carry this out is by condensing all of the population into these big mega cities and controlling the resources of the people, and rationing everything out to you. And this all goes in accordance with their agenda, because we know through a common article that brothers usually bring out a lot, since 1933, what America has been in a state of emergency where they can do all these things, man, you know? And yeah, I'm gonna just read this quick article. It's common what brothers bring out all the time. This from criminalgovernment.org. It says, what, since March the 9th, 1933, the United States has been in a state of declared national emergency. This vast range of powers taken together confer enough authority to rule the country without reference to normal constitutional processes. Under the powers delegated by these statutes, the president may seize property, organize and control the means of production, okay? Because that's what they're going to be controlling, the means of production. your production or whatever you produce is going to be by these little bikes and things that they have for you to work on, for you to be able to produce energy, to be able to make money for yourself, which ultimately is going to be on your chip going into the movie What in Time with Justin Timberlake. Okay, so they're going to be controlling. Another thing of the sustainable agenda was what I believe it's number 6 goes into like the cleanliness in the waters. Under eminent domain, they're going to take control over the waters and ration out to you water, man. You know. So it says what? Seize commodities, assign military forces abroad. And this is what we're about to see, because they're about to attempt to try to bring the UN over here as those military forces abroad, man. Okay. Institute martial law, okay, which is definitely going to happen. And these megalopolises are a form of that. Seize and control all transportation and communication, because the transportation, and even though Obama had said it in the last clip that I put up, that as far as the carbon tax and different things, that people are gonna barely be able to drive, and people that have different businesses, especially like if somebody want to make an oil company or something, they're not gonna be able to afford it. If they try to, they're gonna go bankrupt, because the carbon tax is going to be so high, it's going to drive all their bills out of this world, where they're not going to be able to control their business. So all of these different businesses, all these different independent companies, banks and businesses that are all over, they're going to wind up getting absorbed into the system, and the system is going to control everything. That's how they want everything, because the so-called Jews already control 96% of the media and all of the things pretty much anyway, so they just need to control the rest of that percentage, So it says regulate the operation of private enterprise, what I was just getting into, restrict travel, which they're going to try to confine you to your little mega city. And that's what, once again, going into the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake, how they had those different zones, those represents those different FEMA grids, or them different megalopolises that they're going to have bordered off, because they don't want you driving. Okay, they're gonna want you to be riding a bike from destination to destination, and they're gonna try to keep you within the confines of your megalopolis or your mega city.
The beauty of having choice, that cities are different. Well, they don't want that anymore. They don't want you leaving. They don't want you getting in a car, and they want you living in these little tiny apartments, where they're basically suggesting that there will be no family in the future, because if you have a 500 square foot apartment, how do you plan on having, a spouse, a couple kids, etc.? So just the whole concept that they don't want you getting in a car, they want you living in a little box, probably by yourself, where you pay an extremely high rent per month, and if you have a job, your job is either on the same block where you live or in the downstairs floor of your building. So just this whole idea that they want all of us just in one constricted area, I would say that's probably the most sinister aspect of all of it.
Okay, or your mega region, all right? And in a plethora of particular ways control the lives of the American cities, man, okay? So that's what, they want to do and what they want to get into with that. And we know that this is nothing new, okay? Because since the time of the Greeks, they've been wanting to do this, all right. And going back into this definition here, because it was more on this, what megalopolis it says the word was used in classical times as an epithet of great cities, Athens, Syracuse, Alexandria, and it also was the name of a former city in Arcadia. And these were cities that were ruled by the Greeks at one point in time in history. Okay? These were so-called great cities. So in ancient times, the Greeks, they've been, which are nothing but the same Edomites brought back through the reincarnation today. Back then, when they had their first rule as Edom, as over the populace of the world, the known world at that time, they wanted to set up a new world order going back into then, man. And it's the same thing in which they want to do now. Because when you look at the sustainable goals, right? what does it say? All right, we know this date passed already, but it says what? On September 25th, countries will have the opportunity to adopt a set of global goals to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure prosperity for all as part of the new Sustainable Development Agenda. Okay, so what? It said, well, all countries will have the opportunity to adopt a set of global goals. So they're trying to bring it off for that new world order. And when you go into the scriptures in the history of First Maccabees 1:41, in the time of the Greeks, it says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, okay? And everyone should leave his laws. And what we read with the sustainable goals, they want everyone to adopt, okay, common laws, okay? So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. And that's exactly what's going to happen. All these different nations, they're going to agree, okay, to this new world order. That's what they want to happen, man. They are all going to agree to this new world order, man. You know?